Hi, everybody. Welcome to the astrology chat for September 19th, 2023. The keys for today are the words discernment, understanding, balance, and sovereignty. All of the aspects today, in one way or another, are going to challenge you to be aware of where you are or not applying your boundaries, where you are or not applying your past lessons, where you are or not developing healthy attachments and healthy understandings and healthy expressions of yourself, including not just your joy, but also your frustrations. And if you continue to seek an awareness in the exercise of your sovereignty in wherever you are doing in direct and ethical ways, then you're going to be winning today. And if you don't, you're going to go overboard, or you can get swindled, or you can continue to act in ways or in relationships that are actually not healthy for your long-term goal. Ultimately, as always, the choice is up to you. And so I say this because we have the moon in Scorpio, and the moon in Scorpio is about desire. This is about the house of Mars and Pluto. So this is where you're taking our action and you're being aware of your subconscious. This is the house of intuition and the points of release. So there's something that needs to be released so that you can be more present in what you have and currently, and furthermore get to where you want to go in the long run, because the house of Scorpio is also very much about strategy. And all of the transits we have today are saying, are you trusting yourself or are you trusting other people? We have the moon making an opposition to both Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, and the sun making an opposition to Neptune, and the moon making a square to Venus. So the moon opposing Jupiter is saying, where have you gone overboard? What lessons have you learned about being too dogmatic, about being so far into the clouds in expansion that you haven't thought about what you really need to do in the present to maintain your growth? The moon opposing Uranus is about, where have you just done something to do something, to go overboard, to feel something, where you just gone for a shock for your system so you don't feel alone or you don't feel dead inside. And I'm just being really blunt. You guys know that I'm blunt. And we have the sun making an opposition to Neptune, and the sun opposing Neptune retrograde is going to really highlight where there's been deception and illusions in your life, where you haven't exercised your boundary and discernment, where you've been able to protect yourself from people who are unethical, or where you have been the unethical person just to have and to get, right? All of your dreams and all of your desires are obtainable in ethical ways. You're just going to have to take the long road. And so all of these transits in one way or another are saying, check your shortcuts, right? Let yourself develop your self-belief and your perseverance by taking the long road. Allow yourself to empower yourself by saying no to things that just don't seem or feel right. You have a right to exercise sovereignty. You have a right to draw lines in the sand about what is or isn't acceptable in your life. And if you're in a situation where you can't really do it, lean into that Scorpio energy and strategize about how to get the heck out. Because there's anything a Scorpio can do, it's figure out how to get out of a situation it really doesn't want. And that moon squaring Venus is bringing you to test all of the things and to apply all of the things that you've learned over the summer while Venus was in retrograde about what you really love and what you're attached to and why you're attached to it. So in one way or another, the universe is saying to you, you're not powerless. And they're inviting you not to shrink from the conflict and not to shrink from the process, and stand tall and lean into what's uncomfortable so that you can be proud of yourself and be present in yourself and have the life that you really want to have. So today can be a doozy either way, but not necessarily in a bad way. This is kind of like, I'm imagining they're showing me like a sequence of like a young warrior going through training. And then that warrior knows that they're going to be able to beat the final boss, which in many ways is part of yourself. So go for it. Do your montage, get your training, do your spiritual lifting, and develop who you want to be beyond the fears of who you've been. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.